Ba-doom. Well, this is it. As you saw in the beginning of the episode, there's a Metatrekica. Boom! Yeah, Mr. Peck. We've done it. We're starting to advertise what we're going to be on Metatrekica. We we I just recently did, and it should be this week, I think. Be the me collab with me and Doc Matty on Metatrekica. I mean, Frater, I kind of watched that. Am I allowed to say much? Um, yeah, go ahead, because I don't really care. Frater, or what I've heard sounds very borderline, very kind of menacing. Like what it was is, I generally felt that he was literally just writing every word you said, like he was using it like as like a weapon or something, and like Frater, what is this terms of service? Ladies and gentlemen, our colleague here, Frater SH, was on another show. He on a Metrica called Me Collab, and it was kind of threatening. There was times where, yeah, he was all sweetie and stuff, like, oh, cool, chill. What is that even? What's a cool, chill? Well, it's kind of like nervous talk. It's like, well, that's kind of it, Frater, Well, you're starting to sound like your old self there for a second. You're usually very into psychology, and so until you were split into two people. Yeah, that I still ask questions about that. That I haven't. I wonder what the other me is like. Frater, if it's like Star Trek, then it's going to be like a mirror type thing, and it's not going to be good. It's. I kind of figured it out. The person that's before me is very childlike. It's all your wisdom and spirituality. It's like the little kid under the tree, in some Christian picture or some portrait, and it's just a little kid, he's very playful and very sweet and very, all that, but he's not an adult though. We saw that, So, okay, let's talk about it. So Frater went on the show, and Doc Matty's pretty much like letting him know about this thing called the terms of service. And of course, I was a little disappointed. Frater should have kind of dug into him. He was really all over the place. Like, he was kind of like nice, and then all of a sudden he was like kind of psychotic at the same time. Like, Frater, it's not good. Like, I still did, Pooh Guppy, he keeps insisting he's seen him before. He's dealt with him before, but he can't put his finger on it. Well, we all know we're going to find out soon enough. That's how these storylines usually work. And I get a feeling that Frater, I've been looking at some of these Metreka episodes. Frater, there's a big gap with Metreka. Like, they were doing some episodes at the end of 2023, and then they just stopped for almost like a whole year. What the heck is that about? What's that about? It's kind of like, it's one of those like creepypastas where a guy finds a hotel on the middle of nowhere, and then you'll find out, and it's got a weird owner, and you find out that no one has lived in that area or run that hotel for decades. And it's like a creepypasta. This is like a creepypasta. Uh, uh, that sounds delicious, a creepypasta. Oh, Frater, I gotta tell Pooh Guppy Adams about that. We need to make a creepypasta. Maybe we might need to wait until Halloween, to make one. We can, like I could take some Velveeta shells or something. A Frater. It's just grow up. Wow, I wish you could. Yeah, well, that would suck. I don't want to grow up. I want to be a Toys R Us kid forever. Frater. Okay, but nonetheless, I'll yell out the window. Pukapi! Say it! Uh, yeah, that's it. Thank you. Okay, I try not to incorporate him much, but he's the one to stir the whole nonetheless, and we've all been doing it ever since. Okay, so Frater, we really are in some shenanigans because we still don't know what understand this is the first episode on Saturn Grod with a different company name on the front. Pennypacker is a control freak. I know I was in comatose for an entire year, 2 years. So but let's be honest. Everything I've seen, he is the real person behind Satterground Productions, and he's not gonna like it waking up and finding a company logo on one of his own videos. He wouldn't even let Dark Milo play. Was it Fortnite or whatever? He just delete their videos. Um, yeah, I don't know why he's all into that Fortnite. Like, there's like millions of people play that game and stream it, and like what would be any different than those other streams? Well, the difference is he probably sucks at the game, and he would just get made fun of. So, and those people probably are really good at it. Like they'll build a whole hotel in front of you. Like, you'll be fighting someone on Fortnite and they just build like they build like Big Ben right in front of you or something. And then you got to go hunt them down inside Big Ben or something. I don't know. I don't know. It's not my game. It's not my game either. But nonetheless. But where's Billy, by the way? Oh, Frater, he doesn't really provide anything. He's just a comedy character. I'm stuck under the floorboards. Wait, Billy. Oh no, he got stuck under the floor again. Oh, I'm stuck under the floor. Oh, this is not good. I'm not walking on the floor. Okay, well, let me kind of break a board here. You're breaking a floor. Hey, thanks, Faye. I got stuck into the floor again. I'm sorry. Oh, it's okay, buddy. Yeah, buddy, man. You're all right, man. Okay, so, Billy, we're just, like I said, I've just been on that meat collab, and that guy's really crazy, Faye. Like, he's kind of psychotic. Uh, are you sure we're in okay hands? Like, we might be in for the fight of our life or something. Well, Billy, it's not very good. This is not good tidings. It's not good. It's we're in a lot of trouble. Um, I was to that show and I was like, this is very scary. And another fact is, I'm trying to tell Frater, he's kind of like not listening, and listen, we don't know how Mr. Pettypacker is going to react to seeing that one of his properties that he had no knowledge of has apparently joined a machinima style multi video listing service. I would assume he would want to have some input on that, the contractual agreements, or just not to just tell him to piss off. That's true. I don't know if we could say that. You should shut up. Just shut the. He said the F word, you know. Well, technically, aren't we supposed to be in 2011? Wow. it's being uploaded to 2025, and it's a year of we're PBS Kids now on YouTube, so it's PBS Kids. I like PBS Kids. I like watching like Sprout and all like that. Frater, no, Frater, you're turning into a little kid. Why? I don't want to work. I want to be a Toys R Us kid. Like, I don't really blame him. That's kind of a good idea for Billy. I'd really need a colleague as an adult. It's one thing to have Pookapi Adams and Billy, but I need to have that third man. That third man who's like, these are two. They're a bunch of nut jobs. They're a bunch of crystal wielding nut jobs. Crystal wielding nut jobs. Yeah, I remember someone saying that once. I don't remember who. Maybe I don't want to. But basically, okay, okay, it's Mountain Dew time. Show's gone kind of long enough. We gotta get into the game. Oh, that's fresh. That's good. That's good stuff. Okay, so like I said, we don't know how he's going to react. Oh, by the way, I might as well add, just to add to people, Matrick is going to pay for us to go on that cruise. Well, you can remind the folks at home. Yes, we do. We're acknowledged that we got this thing called the crossover cruise, and we're going to be doing that. We're going to be going on a cruise. It goes from Iceland, Scotland, to Amsterdam, to Portsmouth. We were going to go to London, and maybe we'll do it just for content, breaking fourth wall, where we're going to be probably really hot in London, so we're probably not in real life actually going to London, but we are going to go to London earlier, just saying off wall. Yeah, we're going to have to somehow write that or something. I don't know. Or do maybe a live stream or something, from London. That would be kind of cool. Yeah, so, well, it's been a nice new episode. Next week it will be the inaugural episode on Metreca and Saturngrad. It'll be both places, man. Oh, it's gonna be interesting. We'll be on two sites. Maybe this is it. Maybe we start moving up in the YouTube algorithm and become a real show. We're usually entertaining ourselves most of the time. And also, there was no Pookapi Adams almost at all in this episode. Oh, my God! Oh, going! Oh, shit, Frater. Yeah, so Pooh, what do you think of the whole crossover crew? Oh, yeah, the cross stitch cruise. I think it would be really interesting. Lots of characters from Metro Record. Okay, well, see you then. We are building in the snow. Well, Frater, what are we up to? Well, we are building our second settlement. As I mentioned in an earlier episode in the Age of Empires 2, one of my most favorite things to do is it starts me off randomly someplace, but then I build a second settlement in order to make a more strategic settlement for my king. And this settlement you're actually seeing right now, most of the time this doesn't usually survive. Now I see you're actually doing the smart thing. You're building a wall. I don't know why you're not. Probably because I came with the attitude that really it doesn't really matter. That actually, I never realized it, Frater. You know what you could do? Like, you could make a castle for the king, and then you could just make a huge thick wall of wood and stone, and yeah, like what the idea that it just has the king in it, but there's such a huge thick monstrous wall that the enemy would take forever to break through that. And and by the time he's working on it, you've already got reinforcements like coming down hard on him. Yeah, there's all kinds of ways to kind of mess with this game, you know. Let's see what. Now, of course, the fun thing is, it's it's like it's like being a kid, and you're just sort of like, well, what should I do here? Should I build a tower? I build a tower, and then I see like for example, oh, there's my king. There he is. Yeah. He's they're all they've all showed up safely. It would be funny if the king got killed by a wolf. It would be like, that would be embarrassing, especially if you're like making that for YouTube or Twitch or something, and your king actually just died. Like, that would be embarrassing. And so and I love it. I love this game. I love when I just starting a settlement. I'll be like, oh, I can put this here. I can put this here. I can put this. Oh, should I put this here? Where should I have my guys work on the trees first? Should I get some lumber? Like this is like a forever game. Like, if you were on an island for all eternity and you could only pick 5 games, I would definitely say if this was one of your games, you could just like make endless situations. And it's all kinds of different races, and they all have their different qualities as far as like some have these different bonuses and perks and like some, it's not this game. There was a game that was kind of like a take on it. It was made by the same, like some of the same guys that worked on this game. It was called Rise of Ages or something, Rise of Empires or Rise of something. And, it went a lot further. I mean, you can have tanks, nuclear weapons and stuff. And one of the things I used to do is beat China. And China, they had this perk where if you had a wonder called there's the wonder in China, with the the stone statues, the stone soldiers, yeah, I know what you're talking about, yeah. And if you had that, you could have, it would automatically just like create making, soldiers, or it would make the cost of making soldiers be like really nothing. So, oh, okay, so you're designing a second wall. That's something. Yeah, just this will create kind of like a neutral zone. You can have all your military stuff here. So they have to break through that, and they have to deal with all, the military, and before they can get through to the inner wall, which is really kind of the whole point of a castle, that. And of course, this town is kind of like the dummy town. It's not the real town. It's not the real place. It's the, yeah, it's the thing. It's the thing. Yeah, the thing and the thing. And so that's what we do. It's just like endless projects, really. I mean, you can do some lumber, you could do mining. We're gonna do some mining, That's just good stuff. There's still some learning to do here. Not enough wood. Never enough wood. Frater, that's the thing I noticed out of this. It was like constantly you hear the no wood. Yeah, there was actually points when I was doing this playthrough, and understand I just did this playthrough in like an 8 to 10 hour, marathon. Oh dear, yeah. Although I probably could have argued I could have done 20 hours actually. I believe it. You sound like you're very addicted to this. Yeah. So you mentioned like if you're on an island and you had like 5 games, like how would that work? Like, well, if you were on some like heavenly paradise for all eternity, but you only had 5 games, But I mean, if you think about it, like in my case, I would prefer like, Skyrim, and if you had something like this, probably, be honest with you, even if you had some of the other, if you filled it up with other Bethesda games, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't really mind Starfield. I mean, yeah, it's got issues. It does, but it's funny like watching this game. That I'm kind of like thinking to myself, well, actually, what you could do is you could put a series of houses like right there, and then you can you can get your like maximum amount of homes up, and it's funny the things you think about later. Yeah, it's just I don't know. I like all I was thinking about was military and stuff. So it's kind of funny because you look at your your settlement there, and it's so puny compared to the enemy, and the enemy isn't even. Well, the truth is, the thing I've noticed, and I noticed in the last playthrough, if you start making those like guys that carry the bombs and basically blow stuff up, the computer like it's like it's like the computer goes insane. It detects that, like almost psychically detects that, and it just goes nuts. It just starts sending troops at you like crazy. And it's kind of like it knows that there's no reason why you should be making that. Like it's not for defense. It's because you're planning to do some like some majorly nasty things. You can't say the T word because that might. Yeah, I know. Yeah, the T word might actually drive the content. But guys, we know the little algo bot. We're now on Matrica. We could actually play with the YouTube content ID bot. She actually plays on Matrica as Algo the VTuber. Yeah, that's Frater, I hear she's kind of creepy, that she's just a bunch of recorded voices. Frater, it sounds like a scary movie with a robot or cyborg or something. Yeah, I don't know if... I'm sure that Doc Maddie probably wants to make a meat collab with me and her, just because it would be kind of funny to see how freaked out I would be. Frater, I'm still getting over the fact you were on there. That guy's kind of nuts, He kept kind of digging into you about the original Frater versus Retro. Well, what happened was, we're not going to be called original Frater versus Retro anymore. Hold the presses here. What? Because here the problem is that he says over there we're just going to be called Frater versus Retro. I can agree with that. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, let's be a little honest with ourselves. I mean, it's not like, it's not like, we keep changing the names of things. We should probably just, well, you need to understand, I don't take any of this seriously. Or Frater, I kind of realize that. And I actually make fun of brands. Like, I make fun of, like, people that take a name so seriously. And I don't know. I just like to change the name of every 5 episodes. It just drives people nuts or something. I don't know. Or Frater! What's the enemy doing? Looks like the red team is about ready to get kind of clobbered. That's quite an army. Frater, how do they make that many? Oh, the computer is very efficient. They probably picked the right race, and I told you in many of these games, different races have different bonuses, you know, and see, they're look like they're battling the Incas, and we're being like the Britons. They're not bothering us. Now, see, the thing I mentioned is what you can do in that case if you have an army ready to go, and I'm not. Frater, you're taking your time. If they had decided to attack us, we would be kind of screwed, because I can kind of tell you haven't even set anything up really well. Well, this I'm setting up. This is like the real settlement. My core original town is just sort of like a decoy. It's just kind of meant to get the computer riled up at that, you know, and then meanwhile, you know, this is like the real settlement, you know. Although if you put it on the hardest, and I used to do that back in the days, just to test it, the computer's absolutely insane. Well, he's really going at it. They're really fighting and stuff. You know, see, what they do is they put the town center there, and they put their cornfields there. I usually put one layer, they usually put two. Probably I should just replicate that. And then they put the houses all around it. You know what I mean? And it's really pretty simple, but I know you're not really organized. Not really organized. You could kind of see. I started literally with the church because I needed to get the relic. I really actually should. Yeah, I could kind of tell I'm about ready to do that. I kind of decided, well, maybe I should go ahead and start moving the relic or the relics.
See?
Yeah, start moving those relics from over there to the new fortified town or city. I don't really call it a city, but we're gonna need to start building some houses or something. Frater, you probably have a very low population because you haven't even built barely any houses. I'm very slow at that. It takes forever to build them, man. I don't know. Building in this game takes forever, dude. Like it's just kind of a pain in the ass. Now, Frater, I question, you know, the red team didn't, you know, they attacked the red team, but they didn't really seem to make much of a dent in them or something like that. That was a very decent amount of troops. They do that a lot. A lot of times they will all come in and attack, and then they'll do a little damage, and then they just sort of back off. I don't know why, you know, or maybe most of them got wiped out or whatever. I don't know. But the red team is definitely not taking advantage of anything. But if I were to build one of those bombard guys, man, I don't even know if that's the proper word. That they would absolutely come after me. And that's what happens. They will get targeted big time by that. Those little guys that carry around those little barrels full of explosives, and they go crazy with that stuff. So I got all my barracks and stuff in here. Sometimes I think I should just play this offline too. I just want to always keep playing this game. It's just fucking fun. I should try. There is a final definitive version that has like newer graphics and stuff. I think I may have seen Mike Matei play that. Frater in that meat collab, he kept calling you an AVGN ripoff. Like, that's kind of insultive. Like, I mean, yeah, well, you're making fun of something, you know, like back from like 2010 and 2011. Like, you know, this show kind of changed a lot. Frater, your original show was filthy. It was very filthy talk. I was a very potty-mouthed person. I would say being Christian, really after like years and years and years and years, a lot of that's settled in. I just don't talk like that anymore. It's terrible. It's a little low IQ too. It's not. You know, if you're the more higher IQ you are, you don't need to use like all those filthy language. Oh, you know, I'm very much. I can't wait till next week. You know. Well, we'll be in 2 different locations. That's gonna be kind of wild. Oh, good, you're building houses. You're taking my advice. Well, it's recorded footage, so it's just kind of like you kind of just your advice, or well, my advice transcends time, Frater. Oh, so like I'm actually taking your advice from. Yeah, you're from the future. Future me literally teleported right there. Just said, you need to build some houses. And you're like, you need to build some houses, Muppet. And you're like, hurry. Yeah, and I'm just like, okay. We've been doing a lot more commentary this game. Like, I think there was a show we only did 5 minutes. Yeah, it's... I don't know. Probably because of the whole Metrotreka thing. We're getting really hyped for that, so it's giving me more like brain power. Sometimes you get me in the right mood at the right time, and I have energy. I have all this energy. It's, you know, it's sort of, wow, it's the ADHD, sort of the highs and lows. Yeah, you get me at that high. I just, yeah. But speaking of that, oh no, it's the end of the It's the end of the dialogue, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, you'll hear more from us next episode. You know that you got to hear quite a bit of us. It depends also what's going on in the video. You know, if there's a lot, like I get into it watching it. You know, it is actually kind of fun watching it. It's weird, like it's funny. Frater, there's some games we've played where literally you tune off right away. Like I could see it's just torture watching it. But this, it does something to you. Like you love it so much. It's actually boring, Frater. It's just grinding. It's just, but it's building. It's making a settlement. I love it. It's just watching it. It's just building a settlement. It's like my own little world, you know. And of course, little world is probably going to be in for a lot of trouble if I don't work on its defenses. Frater, you know what would be cool is if on the outer wall there, you know, like you mean like the it's like an onion, you mean? Yeah, like an onion. Like you got the inner sanctum there with the king and all that. The second level is like, you know, you can have all the towns and stuff. You could get your population here. Then a third level, and that's all the crazy military stuff. And then a fourth level, and it's even more crazy military stuff. and then the fifth wall could just be like layers of wood, just layers of wood. And yeah, they go absolutely crazy trying to break down all those walls, and you can drive all the computer player nuts. I like to try to do this with, you know, like multiple try to do this with like multiple I kind of forgot what I was gonna say. Yeah. Well, it's alright. It's been a long show. Yeah, it has, really. Well, I'll see you guys next time. You can enjoy the rest of the footage. See you next time.
Construir.
Mande. Construir. Presto. Construir.
Construir. Buscar.